So welcome. Happy Saturday. My name's Kathy, and if it's not a happy Saturday for you, that's fine too. You've chosen to come to yoga, so that's very empowering, and things will unfold and release as a result of just having made that choice. So no expectations. It's a vinyasa flow class, and anything that you have that you're used to using for props, you're welcome to. If you have blocks at home, if you have something for underneath your knees. Sometimes I will just use a sock. My shoulders are tight, so for some postures, something to hold between the hands. I've got a couch pillow that I'm going to use to sit on to start. We're going to start sitting. Something to elevate the hips. You could also sit in a chair. We'll take a moment to get comfortable. And I will ring a bell just to officially start us a sense of landing in the space. Making a clear line from where we've been in our mind and our bodies earlier this morning, and between where we might be going or think we're going later, so we can at least invite ourselves to really be here right now. So here we go. As we come to sit together with some awareness and acknowledgement that we are in this practice, in community, and some gratitude for the things that moved aside to allow us to be here together. And simply sitting and knowing that we're sitting with a bit of dignity in the spine. So some space, some length. Taking some time here just to scan the body posture as it is. Feeling the weight or the little bit of pressure down through the sits bones, roots growing down into the fertile soil. And feeling a opposing supportive lift through the back of the skull. Just a little bit of the chin drawing in, so there's an open pathway for the breath. So this is a breath focus class. And let your awareness rest on the breath, the natural breath as it is right now, without needing to deepen or correct or do anything special with it. Eyes can be open or closed as you settle into your mat. And to give our practice some motivation or some meaning, we'll focus on compassion, friendliness, or loving kindness, all interchangeable terms. Having some of that for ourselves as we move and breathe this morning. And an invitation to use the imagination before we start to move, to visualize a being. Could be a pet, something living. It could even be a place. Could be a human being, but a being that you feel conditional love from, unconditional love. Might be harder for it to be a person, just to find someone that where there's no return needed. If somebody comes to mind easily, that's fine. Otherwise, try not to strain for it. Could be that place in nature where you just feel held, where nothing's demanded. Or yeah, the family pet. And just to try to feel in your body what it's like to be given that unconditional support or friendliness or well wishes from that being or that place. And then if there's something there, to try to also have that towards yourself now, to give that friendliness, those well wishes, that compassion. It's okay to feel whatever you're feeling this morning. So to have that unconditional wish for well-being for yourself. And if it's difficult, then it's difficult, and that's okay. We're just going to try to practice this morning, inviting that as an attitude through this flow, in postures, between postures. Good. So let's rub the palms together and rest the palms over the eyes, in front of the eyes or right above the eyes, so that you feel some of the energy and the heat transfer that's here, embodied energy, moving in to relax the face and the eyes. And then rub the palms together once again. And rest the hands over the heart center. Feel the transfer of heat or energy from hands to heart, waking up this area of the body that does so much in terms of pumping the blood flow out to the organs and the extremities that will support our poses. And one more time, rub the palms together. And rest the hands over the abdomen, the gut, strength, and the core here. Also, in our postures, we'll be calling on this area, some vitality. Seeing if you can feel just the sensations of breathing here, your natural breath. Good, and then release the arms, and we'll take a few sun breaths, breathing in through the nose and looking up, and breathing out through the nose and reaching the arms away to look down. Inhale, reaching up, and exhaling, looking down. Reach up on the inhale here, and then exhale, bring the arms down. Last one. Let's reach it up. And this time we'll bring the left arm down and start to make some big circles with the right arm without moving the hips too much. So right arm reaches back, palm flips up. Try to have the arm on the straighter side as you move out into circles within your boundaries of movement. Inhaling up and exhaling back. And one more time on this side, reaching up. And then open the palm to face the back wall and start to come into a twist. Take your left hand to your sternum and gently move that forward a little bit as you look out over your right shoulder back towards that arm. Take a deep breath in and pause. And then exhale, look out over the left shoulder. Let's again look out over the right shoulder on the inhale. And then exhale, look over the left shoulder. And once more, breathing in. And breathing out, come back through center. Take the left fingers down, reach the right arm straight up and into a side stretch. Wave up a little on the inhale and then side stretch on the exhale. Right sits bone anchors. Once more, breathing in. And exhale to breathe out. And back through center. Right arm reaches up. Bring the hand behind the skull and just pull up a little bit there as you move the head back in space, and take the left hand to the right elbow. Move it back in space a little bit as you frame your head. Beautiful face. Exhaling over towards the left. Inhale, lift up a little bit, and then exhaling left. Once more, opening up under the intercostal muscles, right side. Back up here, reach both arms up, inhale. And let's go second side. So left arm comes back and right arm comes down, and we'll do a few circles with the left arm up and open. Trying to keep the hips and the shoulders facing, so it's mostly in the arm. Exploring the range of movement on this side. Breathing in to open, reach back, exhale forward. Let's stay back on the inhale now, and then exhale, look out over the left shoulder. Bring your right hand to your sternum and just draw that area a little bit forward or towards the right. Take another in-breath, looking out over the left, and then exhale, look over the right shoulder. Inhale, open to the left. And exhale, take a look to the right. And one more time, inhale. And exhale, looking right. Let's come back to the side with the left arm. Bring the right fingertips down and just reach straight up. Breathing in, left sits bone heavy and into the side stretch. Exhale. Inhale to lift and exhaling to fold in. Inhale and then exhale, sending some space into the left side of the rib cage for one more breath on this side. Empty it all out as you come back to center. Reach up, left arm, spin the palm to face the back a little bit, wrap the tricep around and tuck that hand in behind the skull. Just feeling in, maybe give a little affirmation or squeeze to the back of the neck. I'm here. Lifting up the left elbow and bring the right hand to draw the left elbow back in space to frame the head again. Coming off of your pelvis, out of your rib cage to make some space for the digestive organs. And then let's take an exhale over towards the right. Inhale, center. Hi, everyone who's coming on. Exhale, glad you made it. And one more time, inhale and exhale. Reach up, both arms reach up this time. And then exhale, let's come forward to the hands and knees. We've been sitting for a little while. So you're gonna get moving now. If you like some padding underneath the knees, you could bring in a towel or a blanket. Taking all the steps that you need to be welcoming to your body's needs this morning. Let's take a cow on an inhale. So from table shape, and exhale to peel it into cat. And wave through, squeeze the shoulder blades. And exhale, lifting the belly. Inhale, just getting on that ujjayi breath. And exhale, opening up the communication centers from the tailbone to the crown of the head. One more time, inhale here. And exhale to pick it up. Let's curl the toes under now. Hover the knees, and we'll take 3 breaths there, pressing to the inner palms for 2, lifting the underside of the body. Length from tailbone to crown for 1, and then with a bent knee, send your hips up and back. First downward dog for this practice this morning. Just give it a few shakes of the head. You can offload some of the accumulations from the week with the open mouth. Some good long exhales, sigh it out. Let the right heel get heavy and come up high on the left heel so the right leg straightens out a little bit. Just indulging the opening of the hamstrings as you switch it over. Left heel drops, right knee bends in towards the chest. One more time each side. Pressing away from the palms. Good, and then let's walk the hands back towards the feet. And turn the toes out a little bit as you drop into a squat. You can come to just a fingertips. You can have your hands on your shins or thighs, just for a moment, letting the seat get heavy. And then exhale, peel the hips up towards the ceiling. Let's keep the toes facing out just a little bit, maybe 30 degrees, getting into the IT bands, and then drop into that squat. You can come up on your heels and then peel the belly up. Hips lift, chin to chest. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Let's parallel the feet now. Come up halfway on the breath in. And fold over the legs. Exhale to empty. Halfway lengthen. And fold, exhale. Moving with the breath. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, belly to thighs. Inhale, come all the way up. And then exhale, take the hands around behind the back. Clasp the hands, or if you're like me with tight shoulders, you can use a strap or a sock to hold between the hands. We're going to drop it into a squat, a little Utkatasana Squat, and bring some weight back towards the heels and let the shoulder blades move down the back. And then take the arch out of the lower back. So feel some of that cat sensation or that wide lower back as the breastbone moves upwards. And let's take some little pulses here. Just getting into some of that strength, feeling into the thighs. You can modify how high, how low. Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold for an extra breath in and out. Send the belly to the thighs and the arms overhead as you let your head hang out here. Adjust your feet to be comfortably wide apart. Bend the right knee a lot as you take your sternum towards the left and let the arms swing towards the right. Just let the head move into gravity. Take a breath in there. And then exhale, bend the left knee a lot. Let the right leg straighten out a little bit and shift your rib cage over towards the right, arms to the left. Inhale, come through center again. Drop it into the squat and come up. And then release the strap or your hands if you have a bind and take fierce pose again here for 3, 2, and 1. Fold over the legs. Let's walk it forward to plank pose. And tap the knees down, exhale. Lower all the way to the ground and stretch the legs back. Fingertips wide, loop the shoulders. Elbows are lifted, coming into a cobra, a wide gecko shape, and exhale to lower. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale. So not so much height, length from the base of the pelvis all the way out, crown of the head, and exhale, lower. And then slide the hands in so they're closer and take it into a cobra pose. Elbows are narrow and exhale, lower. As you warm up a little bit here, not allowing any pain in the lower back. So part of that, approaching your postures with some friendliness. Maybe sliding the hands back a little bit further. Everybody's going to be different here. Maybe even floating the hands up and squeezing the elbows and lifting the toes or the entirety of the legs from the pelvis. Getting some strength into the whole back body and squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. For 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, lower, press palms. Let's move it back through table. Bring the knees in so it is a tabletop shape. Curl the toes under. Lift the underside of the body, press inner palms and hover the knees. 1 more inhale. Exhale, take it up and back. Downward facing dog. You can copy your child's pose. Take any breaks that you like. Let's take 3 breaths here. And still just warming up, so if you need to move and fidget around, that's fine, or take 1 more. Steady Ujjayi breath. Let's come back to the hands and knees now. And stretch the left leg back with the toes curled under. Take the left arm forward. And just hover an inch or so on with both limbs. Draw everything into the center line. Shoulders, hips. Feel some space in the upper back between the shoulder blades. You can lift the leg and arm higher if that makes sense in your spine. So just really listening in here. Pressing into the left shin and the right inner palm for 1 more inhale. Exhale, bring the left elbow towards the right knee for a squeeze, and then lengthen it out. Left elbow, right knee, squeeze, and inhale. Once more, squeeze, and extend, and then bring the left hand and the right knee back down. Cow pose on the inhale. Exhale to peel it into cat. Inhale to cat. Exhale, we'll curl the toes under again and hover the knees. 1 more breath there. Press it up. Downward facing dog. Just taking 3 breaths there. Moving the rib cage back towards the thighs and the thighs towards the back wall. For 2. And 1. Again, shift forward to tabletop shape. Curling the left toes under and extending that leg back. Squaring up the hips and lifting the back of the skull. Puffing up behind the heart. And then stretching the right arm forward, the left leg back for 3. Pressing into the right shin for 2. Left hand. And 1, right elbow towards left knee, squeeze. And lengthen out, inhale. And squeeze, exhale. Inhale, lengthens. Exhale, contracts. Good, and then place the hand, shin back down, breathe into cow pose. Exhale, curl the toes under, downward facing dog. Let's come forward to plank pose now. And tap the knees down, exhale. Lowering in one piece. And then the breath in takes a back bend, a cobra or gecko. Or if downward or upward dog is in your practice, then the kneecaps lift and the hands are lower down by the rib cage. Exhale, downward facing dog. Or child's pose for 3 more breaths here. Just tapping into the intention of the practice to find a way to have some friendliness, some compassion towards yourself in each pose. 1 more breath on this side. And exhale high on the tiptoes. Let's travel up towards the front of the mat. And lengthen halfway, breathing in. Exhale to empty, empty. Then press into the feet, come all the way up. Inhale, exhale again. Take the hands behind the back. Clasp the hands or bring in a strap and come back into Utkatasana, powerful pose. Squeezing the shoulder blades together for 3, 2, reaching the arms forward for 1, and folding over the legs. Exhale here. Let's come up halfway, and we'll take the left leg back. It's coming into a low lunge here and pressing out through the back heel. Squaring up the hips, taking a couple of extra breaths here to lift the underside of the body and just get light in the fingers. Of course, you can use blocks here. And if you have tender knees, then have something underneath the knees. We're going to tap the left knee back down. And come up with the hands on the front thigh. And find some cat in your spine. So press away from the front thigh. And then sit into a deeper lunge. Still drawing the right hip crease back. Exhale the scoop to a cat and moving the rib cage back. And then inhale, open it up. Exhale here. And then reach the arms up on an inhale. And spin the palms to face the back wall. Soften the face a little bit. And then dropping the seat. Keeping the tailbone heavy, so there's a little more of that heart center opening here through the strength of the back. And then we'll take the right arm back and the left hand to the outer right thigh. Just taking that side twist again that we warmed up to at the beginning for 1 more breath in. And exhale through into the lunge, breathing in. Exhale, bring the hands down and pick up the back knee. And we'll step back, downward facing dog. Right away, moving forward to plank pose. And tapping the knees down. Exhale to lower with a integrity in the spine and open up the heart in any back bend. Exhale, lower. Pressing back through to downward facing dog. Just for 1 full breath cycle on this side. The left leg will reach up on the inhale. And then the left knee to the nose on the exhale. And step the left foot up for a breath in there. Dropping the hips. And then exhale, bring the right foot up to fold over the legs. 1 more inhale there. Let's drop the seat and reach forward to Utkatasana, powerful pose. And then inhale, come up and exhale. Take the hands around behind the back. Clasp or use your strap to open the heart, breathing in. Exhale for that seat. Inhale there. And exhale, fold. Let's take the arms up and over again. Letting the heads of the shoulders roll forward. Deep breath in, waves of breath going out. Release the hands to the floor and come up halfway, breath in. And then exhale, the right leg comes back this time, tapping the right knee down. Just bring the hands to the front thigh and move the ribs back and find a hollowness in the belly, looking down the center line. Sink the hips a little here, open the shoulders, and then exhale to bring it back. Inhale. And exhale. 1 more time. Inhale and reach the arms up. And then exhale, move the pelvis back a little bit and take the twist to the left. So right hand to the outer left thigh, spinning the left palm to the ceiling. And setting your gaze for 3, 2, And one crescent lunge on the inhale. Exhale, bring the hands down. Plant palms under the shoulders for one breath in a low lunge. And then exhale, stepping back, downward facing dog. Let's shift forward to plank pose on the in-breath. And tap the knees, exhale. All the way to the ground for any back bend. Exhale, lower. Press up and back through table. And downward dog for 3 breaths. It doesn't matter what the poses look like so much. Just embodying each shape with some loving kindness. Let's take the right leg up, 3-legged dog on the inhale. And then right knee towards the nose to exhale. Then step the right foot up. Inhale, open the heart, low lunge. Exhale, bring the left foot up as well and fold over the legs. Let's turn the toes out again and take the feet a little wider apart. Drop into a squat. Inhale, any squat, and exhale. Hands can be on the ground or blocks, or you can have them on your thighs. Dropping it in. And exhale, peel the hips up. Make sure the feet are quite wide apart now as you drop your seat. Bring your hands to the inner thighs and open up. A little wider stance and drop the right shoulder. Exhale. Inhale, center, and exhale to switch. Inhale through center, walking the torso a little more vertical, so you may need to take a higher height here. Press the palms to the heart center, wrapping the hips away from center, stretching the outer thighs long, pressing out through the knees for 3, 2, and 1. Squeeze it all the way up. Inhale. And parallel the feet, hook the thumbs together and exhale to the right. Inhale, center switch, the cross of the thumbs and up and out of the waist to the left. Inhale, center, exhale, come back to Samastita, equal standing. Just loop the shoulders around a few times. See how the breath is, the energy, any sensations in the body, mental landscape, emotional landscape. Just bring it back to the feet. Here now. Reaching the arms up, Surya Namaskar A, and fold over the legs to exhale. Halfway lengthen, breathe in. Bend the knees. Stepping back 1 foot first to plank pose. Let's take an elbow plank here. So bring the elbows underneath the shoulders and clasp the hands together. Look back towards your feet. Let's shift the heels over towards the right and keep the hips and the shoulders squared towards the floor. Picking up the underside of the body. 1 more inhale. Exhale, bring it back to center. And then on over to the other side. Heels to the left. So we're picking up the right hip a little bit, trying to keep it squared towards the floor. Another inhale. And exhale, bring the heels back to center. Tap the knees down, the thighs. Wiggle the elbows forward so you are in Sphinx with the hands clasped, or take the hands shoulder distance apart for 3, 2, and 1. Let's drop the chin and peel the belly away from the floor, any amount. The inhale draws the breastbone forward, and the exhale takes the underside of the body away from the floor. The ribs, maybe the hips lift a little bit. Do that a couple of more times, giving some juice to the belly, the transverse. And on this last one, let's curl the toes under and see if we can get back into forearm plank. Hips, shoulders, heels, all lifting. One more inhale. And exhale, tap the knees down again. One breath in, Sphinx. Exhale, slide the hands back. Press up through table. Child's pose or downward facing dog. Really honoring where things are at right now to be able to enjoy the breath and balance the two sides of the nervous system. The calm, as well as the ability to act when needed. Take action. Let's come to downward facing dog. Inhale. From downward dog, transitioning to the front of the mat, however you like. Halfway lengthen. And fold, exhale. And press into the feet. Come all the way up. Let's do one more. Right away, exhale, fold. Halfway lengthen. And then bend the knees, step the other leg back first. Coming to plank pose. Take the opposite elbow down first to forearm plank. Just going through the sequence again. One more breath there. Hands apart or clasped together. Belly lifting. And tap the knees down. Walk the elbows a little forward for Sphinx pose on the inhale, and then chin to chest on the exhale, picking up the underside of the body. Inhale, squeeze shoulder blades. Exhale, lifting belly. This time we'll move our way back into forearm plank so the toes are curling under and we're lifting up, or we can keep the knees down still. Definitely in that plank shape for one more breath. And then knees tap if they're not. Moving through to Sphinx on the in-breath, and exhale, stretch it out, lower. Hands back through table. Taking your counter pose, child pose, or downward facing dog for 3, 2, and 1. High on the tiptoes, transitioning. Front of the mat to inhale halfway. Exhale to fold. And press into the feet to take it up. And trace the center line to meet at the heart, connecting with that organ. And sound of breath or sounds in your space. Embodied energy to move on, to add in opening the arms and then folding over the legs on an exhale. Halfway lengthen the breath in. And then exhale, we'll take the left leg back and we'll tap the left knee down. So we've been here before. Let's just reach the arms up into a crescent lunge. And then exhale to open up into the twist to the right. Reaching back with the right arm for one full breath cycle. Exhale, low lunge, inhale. And then exhale, bring the hands down on either side of that foot. Pick up the back knee. Pivot the back heel. So the toes are just a little bit forward on the back foot and the front heel is lined up with the back heel or arch. We'll bring the right elbow towards the right thigh. Wrap the left hand around to the low back or around to the right hip crease as you start to wrap your heart towards the ceiling. Variation of side angle pose for 3, 2, and 1. Strength of the legs to press it up into warrior 2 pose, stretching the arms and pressing the walls away. Looking out towards the right, and then puppy fist. Squeeze the fingertips towards the palm for one more breath there. Let's straighten out the front leg and open up into reverse Trikonasana. Inhale. And then exhale, reach forward. Slide the left hand once again around the low back or to the right hip crease and Just come into a partial Trikonasana, just reaching and finding those deep core muscles supporting. Dropping the right hand down wherever it reaches without leaning forward. And taking 2 more breaths on this side. Embodied energy in this shape. Good, we'll bend the front knee and reverse the warrior, left arm down, right arm up. And then come up into a high lunge on the back toes for an inhale. And exhale to reach the arms straight back. Inhale, come up. These legs are working for us, and exhale, reach it back. One more time, lift it up. Exhale, forward. You can clasp your hands if that's available to you, or bring your hands to your heart. We're gonna push off the back foot towards a warrior 3, or just little steps up. I've got a wall there in the way, so if you have some furniture in front of you, you can even hold on to it. Doesn't matter. Just taking it in. One more breath. And then let's come up on the right foot and reach the left knee in towards the chest for an inhale. And exhale, lower arms and legs. A little bit of shaking, or whatever it is that feels that the body's asking for. Animals do that, right? They just kind of shake, a little bit of agitation after being on that sympathetic side of the nervous system where we're all in. Let it go, or let it be is maybe a better. We'll reach the arms up, and we'll fold over the legs. Exhale. Halfway lengthen on the breath in, and fold on the exhale. Then we'll step the right leg back this time, and tap the right knee down. Moving through the sequence to come up into crescent lunge. And just stay there for an exhale. Inhale to get a little bit lighter and taller, and then exhale into the twist to the left. Reaching the left arm back, breathing in. And exhale. Reach the arms up again, crescent lunge. And exhale, bring the hands to the floor, picking up the back knee, low lunge on an inhale. Pivot the back heel to the floor. Find the alignment that makes sense in your body this morning with your legs, so we can come into that side angle pose, lifting under the right thigh, the right arch, resting the elbow lightly on the left thigh, or you can have a block down by your ankle, or however you like to take this pose, wrapping the left side of the rib cage towards the ceiling, and the right hand to the low back or around to the left hip, so the right collarbone can open for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, presses the feet to take it into warrior 2, settling the torso right in the center and pressing the walls away on either side. You decide the depth of your seat today. It isn't something where you're pushing or sitting back too far. Fingertips towards the floor, and then bring them in towards the palms. And straighten the front leg. Open up into reverse Trikonasana for a breath in. Exhale, exhale, exhale. Reach forward with the left arm. Micro bend the front knee. Resting the left hand to the low back again, or around to the hip crease to a half triangle pose. With that core strength, drop the left arm down. Just be here. Breathe. Simple and yet transformative. One more inhale. Front knee bends now for exalted warrior, for a breath in. And exhale for the high lunge, high on the back toes, a little bend in the back knee. Reach the hands around the back, clasp the hands and lift the chest. And then just tip it forward on the exhale. And then come back, bend the back knee a little bit, just a different variation with the arms. And then reach the crown of the head forward, pressing off the back toes. Once more, coming up, inhale. And then exhale, come forward, but lifted. And then either little steps towards a warrior three, or come into warrior three. You've got some furniture or walls, go for it. You can grab on, square the hips. Lots of sensations here. One more. Inhale and then exhale, right knee towards the chest and reach both arms up. Exhale, release the legs down, release the arms. Pause. Drop the awareness into the body, into the feet, out of the judgment. And swing it out. Let's just come off one foot and do some revolutions of the rib cage around the spine as the arms connect with the organs in the back body. Some appreciation for those. Head, neck, and shoulders just go. Giving a signal to the organs that no work is required here. And slow that down. And we're going to be moving it into a pigeon pose. So let's have the arms come up on the inhale. We'll move through one more flow, the exhale to fold. And lengthen halfway, breathing in. And bend the knees. Let's just step right back to downward facing dog. And bring the big toes together. The right leg reaches back, three-legged dog. Then open up the hip. Bend the knee, let the left heel track right heel track towards the left bum cheek. Looking towards the hands to bring the right knee to the right elbow. Lots of variations of this pose. So if this is not the one for you, just come onto your back and I'll take a figure four shape with the right ankle above the left knee. Any pain in your knee, don't even go there at all. Otherwise, let's stay up high for this one and do a few waves. Rippling down, letting the chin come to chest, and then rolling it back up and down. Just do a few waves. You can move your hands over towards the left a little bit and do a couple there, or over towards the right. Something underneath your right hip. If you are lifted quite a bit there, you can put your towel underneath. And then resting your elbows or your forehead, fist on fist. We'll take about 5 breaths here. Let's slow it right down. Drop right into the parasympathetic side of the nervous system, balancing the energy and the effort. And the slower exhales now, so actively just trying to draw those out a little bit more. As a way of physically sending signals of compassion to oneself, to this body right here, right now. Last inhale. And exhale. Hands move back under the shoulders. If you're on your back for figure 4, just stay there. Otherwise, a trick through downward dog. If you're feeling energetic and you want to come through another flow or just some cat and cow on the hands and knees, do that. We'll meet on the second side, so the left leg will reach up and back. Then open the hip, press away from the palms. Dropping the left heel towards the right seat. And then bringing the left knee towards the left wrist, or if you're on your back, crossing the left ankle above the right knee. Shimmy into the pose. If you're on your front body, then just stay upright. Bring in a support underneath the left hip. Do the things that will facilitate more ease and efficiency and healing in this posture. Waving the spine forward and rolling it back up a couple of times. You can do hands of a clock, walking a little bit over to 1 or 2 o'clock and do a bow over there. And then over to 10 or 11. Try to keep the hips just quiet and heavy towards the ground. Little C curves of the spine, and then coming to rest on the elbows or forehead, palm on palm, fist on fist. For 5 breaths on the second side. Allowing the awareness to rest in the sensations as they rise and fall. Some longer exhales. Last in breath. And exhale. Slipping over to the left seat and bringing the legs forward. Staying a little towards the front of the sits bones with the fingertips behind the back and pressing the thighs to the floor, pressing out through the heels. Extending the sternum upwards or in the direction of the feet, whether there's any hinge at the hips, doesn't matter. You might be sitting up tall and supporting with your hands or walking forward and clasping onto the legs or wrapping forearms underneath the knees. For 3, 2, 1. The inhale lifts the spine. The exhale, come down towards the bottom of the mat. Clasp the hands here and come back just a little bit. And then take a twist over towards the left. Inhale, center, and a twist over towards the right. Inhale, center, see if you can go a little lower. Twisting left. Inhale, center, twisting right. Good. Inhale, center, exhale. As there's a pull forward at the same time, rolling down through the spine, reaching the arms forward and coming onto the back. Taking the legs one at a time into the air and giving them a shake, a loose shake. You could do the arms as well. So just spaghetti or seaweed, helping to reverse the blood flow back to feed the heart and dropping the knees in towards the chest to exhale. Opening the arms for final posture with the knees dropping over towards the right elbow. And the supine twist, signaling to our closing. Knees back to center, inhale, and then over towards the left elbow. Your seat might swing right off your mat. Your gaze over towards the right. Inhale, center. And exhale, squeeze knees. Just give yourself that final hug in this flipped upside down child's pose. And then lengthen down with either the knees bent, the feet wide and the knees into touch, or the legs can be long. Set yourself up for a Shavasana. If you are cold, bring in a blanket, place something underneath your head, do all the things that you would wish to be at ease, comforting yourself and resting with yourself for the next couple of minutes. I'll ring the bell to take us in and then to take us out at the end. Enjoy your rest and digest. Just taking a moment before we tune in to the sound of the bell again, still in that rest and digest. And of course you can stay longer, but just to take in the experience that's here right now, including whatever it is, could be agitation or judgment, hooking into a future plan. And just inviting again that attitude of loving kindness towards this body, this breath, this experience that is fully human. In a moment, you'll hear the sound of the bell. Letting the eyes blink open, taking in the surroundings, your ceiling, or whatever posture you've chosen to be in. Moving some circulation out to the extremities, fingers and toes again. And rolling to one side. Using your free hand to come to an upright seat, to once again sit with a bit of dignity, acknowledging that we are here, this community. So much gratitude for each other's support over this long season of being really tapped into the sympathetic scanning for threat and protection. We're living it one day at a time. Thanks so much for your practice, and may the benefits of all of our breath and movement in some way inform our thoughts and actions for the rest of the day and weekend, in some way benefiting others as well. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thanks so much. Shut off the recording here.